Live. The video wasn't working at first for some odd reason. I started the YouTube, but I didn't plug in the camera. And then I tried a button that says try it again, and then I don't know, it was all messing up. So this is number 205 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. And what I want to share is something I know nothing about, which is Hanukkah. And the only reason I know it's Hanukkah today is because I went to write 205 on my calendar. And it says, what does it say? It says Hanukkah begins, what does it say? It says Hanukkah begins at sundown. So Hanukkah begins today. And it goes for 8 days. I do know that much. So it'll go from 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 8 days. And it ends on the evening of Monday the 30th. So quickly, I Googled it, because that's how you learn everything. I grew up as a Christian till about 18 or so. And then went to college. Got educated. So I left Christianity. Not because I was smart, but, things changed in my life. Then I became a Muslim. But always connected to God through Christianity, through Islam. My point is, I don't know much about Hanukkah or any Jewish holiday because I grew up as a Christian. And then I got into Islam. But I do know it has something to do with light. And I do know that light has a lot to do with yoga. Always been involved in yoga. Always been involved in that part of my mind. Even when I was a Christian, I thought, man, I like meditation and stuff like that. I didn't know about it, but I always liked that type of thinking. I didn't know anything about Buddhism, Hinduism. Definitely didn't know anything about Islam, especially at that time. The only thing I knew about that part of the world was something when I was a kid, very young, about not to use gas or something like that during Jimmy Carter's era. That's how old I am. And what else? That's really all. Oh, Nation of Islam. I didn't know about the Nation of Islam as a teenager, growing up in Virginia. And I did, with Malcolm X and all that stuff. So back to Hanukkah. So it has something to do with light. I know that much. And light in every religion is important. Light overcomes darkness. I don't know the story of Hanukkah, but I guarantee the light has something to do with overcoming darkness. And I do know that the Jewish people that follow Judaism is a strong community of people that suffered throughout history. I know that much. I mean, everybody knows that. And their strength is in connecting it to God. And I do know that when things fell through for them, they blame that they weren't connected to God. Now they're strong, all connecting to God. So, one truth, many paths. If you look this up, this is the Satchidananda ashram symbol, one truth, many paths. Every religion has something to do with light. And light is very important in yoga because light is God. In the Bible, light is God. And the concept of light overcomes darkness is a concept in most religions and most spiritual paths. So what we do on the yoga mat, which is just a element of Hinduism, taking it from Hinduism, but Hinduism doesn't have a monopoly on God, doesn't have a monopoly even on yoga. Most people will say, hey, Hinduism started yoga, or yoga started with Hinduism. No, they don't have a monopoly on it. Christianity has yoga in it. Islam has yoga in it. No religion has a monopoly on having the mind and body become one. That's human nature. Okay. So today what we're going to do on the yoga mat is really focus on light. And it's because of Hanukkah. I know nothing about Hanukkah. I'm not saying I do, but I do know light matters. They light a candle, and it's 8 candles, and 1 candle's in the middle. I'm assuming that candle lights all the other candles because it's about the 8 days. And the light is important on the yoga mat, just like it is in Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam. All these religions focus on light. Okay? So that's what we're going to focus on today. And we're doing this for Hanukkah, for our Jewish family. Where's Judaism? Where's Judaism? Islam, Christianity, can't find Judaism. Oh, Judaism, right here. And what I mean by family, I don't mean the religion, Judaism, Islam, Christianity. I mean the family of humanity. We're all one. We're all one. We have differences, but we're all one. We're all one. And that's yoga. Oneness, capital O. So we're going to focus on light today. And we're just going to do 2 slow sun salutations. So we're going to begin in the mountain pose, focusing, of course, on our breathing. And we're going to become aware of light. I should have used the word aware. And we're going to become aware of light. Regardless if it's morning time where you're at, evening, no matter what, light is within. It's God. So, and then we're going to do 2 sun salutations. Sun salutations opens us up to light, makes us aware of light that is within, and then we'll end with a mountain pose. Always feeling light, L-I-G-H-T, because it is God, capital L. Okay, so it's not God like light is God, I worship light. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're recognizing that we are one as children of God. Light. Okay, so feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up. Spread the toes. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. And awareness is on the breathing. I'm sorry, the focus is on the breathing. Can't get my words straight this morning. And then you're going to line the body up as if you were just your skeleton. So you lengthen up, and then you let the bones sit on top of each other as if you were just your skeleton, and finding that stability as you stand. So the stability is not fighting against it. So if you want to sway back and forth just on accident, because that's what you're doing, you go with the sway. Go with the sway. Every time I say that, I think of sway in the morning. I don't know why. You go with the sway. You go with the wobble. It's okay, because that's where true stability is. That's where it is. It's in the flexibility. So if you try to fight it, and you're like, okay, I'm going to sway, and I'm trying to sweat, and you try to fight it, that's not yoga. That's judgment. That is a barrier that's between the mind and the body. Get rid of that, so the mind and body become one. And just go with the flow. It's a mindset that you're learning when you get off the yoga mat. You go with the flow. So stable within your day. Palms together. Thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. You're going nice and easy. And you're just going to fall into ragdoll. Remember, you're focusing on the breathing. Becoming aware of light. Feeling light. Aware of light. Light from the sun. The light from your heart. Wherever that light is, grab it. It's all the same light. It's all the same light. No matter if it's becoming light, or is coming from the sun, no matter where it's coming from. And that mimics the different religions. It's all the same light. It's all the same light. All the same God. Capital G God. One God. We all just see it differently. Same God. That's yoga. If you don't believe that, don't believe that. That's your belief too, right? It's okay. It's okay to say, hey, you're wrong. That's acceptance, man. So palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can, focusing on the breathing, 100% to focus on the breathing. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, foreheads go to the knees, get all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can. Then exhale, pull yourself in, push all the air out, get all the air out. We're going to do two more, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale, and then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, push all the air out. And last one, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale, and then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Palms to the sides of the feet, left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching, head is up. Make sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, just lengthen up some and focus 100% on the breathing. Again, when you're focused on the breathing, it's going to make you aware of that light. It's going to make you feel free. Makes you aware of what's happening in the body, what's being stretched, what's happening around you. But you're not focused on that stuff. You're just aware of it. You're just focusing on the breathing. That's your focus point. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. So when I know I need music, I always say that everything's moving slowly with the yoga studio. I'll get music eventually. So curl toes on the back, knee goes up, high lunge. So get the back leg as straight as you can. And then downward dog. The downward dog, the arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. And you are pushing into this pose. But you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like you shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept where you are. Don't judge it. Once you're settled, you are where you are. You accept it. The head dangles, no tension in the neck. Just focus 100% on the breathing, becoming one with the pose. When you become one with the pose, there's no more strain. You're not pushing. You just are. You're just one with it. Now you're going to slide into the upper dog. It's a strength transition. So you drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Tops of the feet go to the floor. Palms, of course, are to the floor. So just the tops of the feet and the palms, or you modify the pose how you have to. So if you need to go to small cobra, you go to small cobra. Chest is off the floor. Palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up. You're pulling up. The back muscles are pull muscles. Feeling opened, accepting that light. And then back to downward dog, pushing into it. Really, really, really push into it. Focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. Wherever you are, push a little bit more if you feel like you should. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Don't listen to me. You're your own guru, your own teacher, your own leader. Then left foot is up between the hands into a low lunge. So with the low lunge, have the foot to the floor, the back knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward, diagonally, back is arching, head is up. And you're just focused on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Just let yourself breathe. You're not controlling it. You're just watching it. So for me, for example, since I'm talking and I'm moving, my breath is off with my movement. But I still just focus on it. Even as I talk, I just focus on it. And I become aware of, hey, it's off. I recognize that. And it's okay because I'm teaching. I'm teaching the yoga. I'm leading the yoga routine. But I'm recognizing it. So curl the toes under in the back. Knee goes up, high lunge. Just for a second or so. It's a transition pose, or that's what we're using it for. And then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. And just release and watch yourself breathe. So when I say release, the body just relaxes. You are pulling yourself in and down, but you're focused on the breathing. And although you're pulling yourself in and down, forehead's going to the knees, you're becoming one with the pose, meaning you're not feeling like you're pulling yourself in and down. So when you're at the spot where you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further, you settle there, you become one with the pose, you settle in the pose, and you're just focusing on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Now palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. And again, inhale. Then exhale. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Push all the air out. And then just release and watch yourself breathe. Now, as elementary as this pose is, it's very important. It's very subtle. The movement is subtle. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. You let yourself breathe. So you let the belly push yourself out of the pose because you're inhaling, the belly swells with air. Then you exhale, the belly goes in, and you go back into the pose. It's a very subtle movement, but you're aware of that movement. And what you're learning is to become aware of subtleness. So when you're off the yoga mat and you're living your so-called everyday life, you're aware of the subtle things that are happening around you. We many times ignore the subtleness, but that stuff is very, very important. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. You're opening up again with the low lunge. So the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching. Head is up. And you're focusing on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Very important. So when you're focused on the breathing, you're aware of, say, for example, an ache in your knee, or some tension in the lower back, or an ache in your right shoulder, or left shoulder, or in your neck, or even in your foot, wherever. You're aware of those things, but what's important is you're not letting those things become you. You're focused on the breathing, aware of those, adjusting yourself to lessen the pain, to lessen the discomfort. And that's what you're learning on the yoga mat. So when you're off the yoga mat, you're in a situation that's uncomfortable, you're aware of it, you adjust to make it go away or lessen. And that's what you're learning on the yoga mat. You're learning things on the yoga mat that you take off the yoga mat. So curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, then downward dog. Pushing into it. Really, really, really push into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. Push, push, push. And of course, you're not listening to me. We're doing yoga together. I'm giving a suggestion. So if you feel like, man, I can't push, what are you talking about? That's awesome. I want you to think that way. I want you not to listen to me when you feel like you shouldn't listen to me. Because you're learning to become your own guru, your own leader, your own teacher. So when you're off the yoga mat, you're just not listening to others. You're taking in what they're saying, but you're talking it over with yourself. And you're thinking, you know what? I know this guy is blah, 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 but he's wrong. Think that way. Very important. Drop down to the knees and the chest. Opening up. Upward dog. Very important. Be your own leader. Be your own teacher. Be your own guru. 2019. But be careful. Talk it over. And then sometimes somebody tells you something, you know what? Man, you're right. Listen to the concept. Not to the person that's telling it. To the concept. Listen to yourself. Ultimately, if you believe in God, you're talking it over with God. And if you don't, that's cool. You don't got to believe in God. Talk it over with yourself. Self-talk. The new age. Not new age like the religion, but it's the new age. It's the new way of thinking. Back to downward dog. Really push into it. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Remember, focus on the breathing, aware of the light. This is all for Hanukkah, right? Light. But it's the same light in all religions. So it's for everyone. One truth, many paths. We're all humans in this thing called life. If you're watching this video, man, we're all human. We're all just trying to figure out this thing called life. Some of us feel like, hey, I got to figure it out. Some think, you know what? I feel like I got to figure it out, but probably not. And then some think, I ain't got this figured out at all. Doesn't matter, man. Let's love each other, baby. Love, light, oneness. Remember, in the low lunge, you're feeling opened. Very important mindset to have. You're learning that on the yoga mat. So when you're off the yoga mat, you're feeling opened. It's a great way to live life. Feel open, open mind, open to new ideas. Open, open, open. You're tapping into openness. You're becoming one with openness. So it's not a thing. You feel it. You are it. I'll get music. No one's watching this video. No one will watch this video. But if you know how to get music without getting copyright infringements or whatever they're called, or creative works infringement, I don't know what they're called. I need to get music. So high lunge, settle for a second or so, and then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. The palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. And turn the palms out. Push the air down and out, exhale. You're going to go to mountain pose. Remember, in mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted, arms are relaxed. There's no tension anywhere. So you're lengthening up. So lengthen up, and then let the bones of the skeleton stand on top of each other. You're finding that spot, whereas if you were just your skeleton, no bones, no muscle, no fat, no skin, no tendons, ligaments, none of that stuff. Just the skeleton stand. And the skeleton can stand by itself. Find that spot. And then just stand. Everyone's going to look different, so don't try to look a certain way. Feel a certain way. Acceptance. Lengthen up. Feel tall. Feel stable. And the stability, again, 100% is in the movement. That's right. It's a stable pose, but stability doesn't mean you're stable and you're fighting it and you feel like, man, I need to go this way a little bit. Don't fight it. That's not yoga. That's a barrier. It will prevent the mind and body from becoming one. If you if you try to fight the movement of the body, you're not doing yoga. You go with the sway. A lot of times we naturally sway back and forth. Just go with it. Don't fight it. That true stability is in that movement. So when you're off the yoga mat, that's what you're learning. You're moving throughout the day, flexible throughout the day. Your true stability is in that thread that goes throughout the day. You get to a spot where you feel like, man, I'm going to fight it. Nope. You go around it, you handle it, you make it happen, whatever. You're learning that right in the mountain pose. Now we're just going to focus on the breathing. So you're going to watch yourself breathe. And you do that by watching the belly. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. When you exhale, the belly goes in. You're watching that, or you bring your focus to the tip of the nose as you inhale and exhale. Just watch yourself breathe. Remember, you're already breathing automatically. So you're just watching it, not controlling it. And then what will happen many times is your mind will wander. And when you realize, hey, I'm thinking about other things and not my breathing, let go and just watch your breathing. It'll happen again, and then just let go and watch your breathing. And then it'll happen again, and let go and watch your breathing. It's a process. And eventually what will happen is you'll just watch yourself breathe. And then you'll realize you're not your thoughts. You're the thing that's watching your thoughts. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Palms together. And that's number 205 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30. The whole time I couldn't speak, still can't speak. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.